And hello and good morning, or good evening. Hold on, let me just sort out the camera. Can you see me and hear me and all that? Let me know. Yeah, bacon. Well, actually, I did not have bacon for breakfast today, which is kind of a disappointment, but that's how it is sometimes. Okay, so we have 60, 72 people um, watching now, and lots of people here in the chat. Let's see. um, okay, things are moving fast here. Now, as always, you can, if you really want me to see your comment, you can give me a super chat. That's how it works. That makes your comment pop up, and I will certainly see it. But I will try to keep an eye on the chat anyway. So, first of all, I just want to say that I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to do a separate live stream or a mention. We lost, I think, Norway's biggest YouTuber tragically. Um, just now recently, he up tour, and I never met him, but I was a big fan. I still am a big fan, and he's the crazy guy skating on ice and swimming under the ice and all that. He brought a lot of joy and comedy to his viewers, and now he's not in this world anymore, and that's it's very sad. There was an accident, and yeah, all I can say is I think he died doing what he loved doing, and he will always be remembered. So yes, but let's get to the topic for this live stream. The Omicron. Sounds like something from a Marvel, one of those silly Marvel movies, you know. And here's how I will try to talk about this. I will not make any. I won't conclude on anything because also not only because of the censorship, but also because we really don't know that much. So we can guess, but I will keep all options open, so to speak. Um, you know, there are lots of people saying that it's all a SCAM, and there are those lots of people saying, obviously, and we know this, that this is the end, you know, and we must all do as we're told, and we must all fall in line, and we must all, yeah, all that, you know. And I guess sensible people at this point, they have a feeling that, you know, we're just not buying it anymore. So a way to tell that it's the first option, a SCAM, is if this now falls into the same pattern. As Michelle Stouthair writes, here we go again. So if the narrative again is that, well, you must go and have your another poke because we think, and then a little bit later they will say, we know that will save you. And they will backtrack on that later, of course, but by then it's too late. But if it all falls into that same narrative, I think it's reason to believe that either it is just a proper, actually, I can't finish that sentence, but it is at least there are people out there who are trying to enrich themselves because of a new mutation, maybe. But these are my guesses. I don't know. So, and to YouTube, I will say that, please, I'm just throwing some ideas out there, and I don't know. I don't know at all anything about this. I'm not a medical professional, so what can I say? It's just, to me, it seems a little bit off. But then there is another theory that I kind of feel is, or another way to look at this, which I feel is, if I had to bet money on this, I would bet that this is what's been going on now. Let's say you have a field of a cornfield, right? Or a barley or something like that. And you have caterpillars out on the field. And you start using some kind of pesticide that does something to the caterpillars, so that maybe they can't eat properly, something like that. After a while, you will see that, and you'll have to excuse my stuttering here, but after a while, if you don't eradicate them all, you will probably see that, evolution makes it so that the caterpillars who had, let's say, extra sturdy jaws, you'll have to follow me in my train of thought here. Extra sturdy jaws, and so sturdy that they were not affected by the pesticide. Those will take over, and they will dominate. They will eat all the corn or all the barley in your field. So please try to read into that, what I'm really saying here, because I suspect that's what's going on here. And it's also, yeah, okay. So, again, this is very difficult to talk about. Again, I'm just guessing. I know nothing about this, but at least we must be allowed to have some ideas, some thoughts, and so on about the whole thing. And let me know what you think in the chat here. I see you are all. What's this now? Old man in a chair on YouTube. That's Avlisk. Is that a troll? You have to do better than that. Salagi Bushcraft has been a member for 5 months. Wonderful. And go and check out Salagi Bushcraft. It's a wonderful channel. And I'll scroll up now because I think I saw a super chat here. Let's see. Yes, Wolf. Yes, thank you for the donation. And Wolf says I watched Tours. That's the YouTuber who died. Videos for about a year and a half. Was really bummed out when I found out that he passed. He's now chilling in Valhalla. Yes, because he must have been the toughest man in Norway. So, enough of me talking about my guesses and ideas of what this is. At the end of the day, maybe that doesn't really matter too much because as we speak, they are implementing or putting into place more and more regulations and restrictions and so on here in Norway, and especially when it comes to travel. And this Christmas, or Jul, as we say here, it's about, it's less than a month now. And it's like the timing it's not the best. Oh, Avlisk, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Avlisk says, I'm not a troll. Vernon Coleman is the old man in a chair. YouTube channel. Please subscribe. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be nasty. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Yeah, so again, lost my train of thought there. But yeah, Christmas is coming. So myself, every year I'm looking forward to the Christmas party at my publishing house here in Norway, and that's at the end of next week. And we'll see what happens. At the moment, it looks like maybe they will have to cancel. I don't know. So yeah. Now, I think we can say that if there is a need, objective or subjective, a supplier will offer his products or services to fill that need. Which is why we just now recently said that, well, they are working on a new adjusted Big Mac, as we say here on YouTube, an adjusted Big Mac for the Omicron. And to me, that, again, it's just another, it feels a little bit suspicious, okay? It's a little bit suspicious. So, that's just my thoughts on that. But I would like to say this, you really have to get ready. If you're not already prepared, you must be prepared, get ready to create what you must do. Here's what I think. You must create your own mini universe, right? Where you can be happy and fulfilled and where your needs are met. What I'm trying to say is that I think everything will be closed down very soon now. And at this point, the people who think that there is a way going back to the old normal, I mean, I guess it's good to be, hopeful, and we can't really know how this is going to go. But at this point, you really have to realize that at least we're talking probably years. This is going to take years. And that's my most positive prediction, Whatever this is, whatever the reason is, doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter, but when it comes to being prepared, it doesn't matter that much, because you have to understand that, it's no one is going to save you. Nobody's coming to your door. Nobody's coming to your door because of restrictions, probably, that we will see in the near future. But you must get prepared to fend for yourself. You must stock up on food, and essentials, and these things you must do. And also, I will say, as I have said before, do whatever you can to get out of the big cities, because the supply chains might be so that actually the big cities are those that will have supplies for the longest. We might actually see broken supply chains out in the countryside earlier, before we see them in the cities. But at the end, I think at the end of the day, being in the city is potentially dangerous, and will be dangerous in the time to come now. So please do what you can, and I've said this a million times, and it doesn't matter at all if you've had, the poke or not. And this is obvious now, because we will all be treated as a whole. Well, let me backtrack on that a little bit, because I know some people are stealing my live streams and piecing them together, or maybe that's just me being paranoid. But when it comes to, here's what I think. I don't know, but I think when it comes to lockdowns and so on, we will all be treated the same at the end of the day. There will be a delay for the people who had double Mac, Big Mac. But at the end of the day, they will just lock everything and everyone down. Now, having said that, I think maybe there will be an opening there, right? More freedom will be granted to the people who go and do as they're told. The people who go and have not only or three, but 4 or 5, maybe every 3 months, the thing. Maybe those people will be allowed a certain degree of freedom. Now I'm being pessimistic here with you guys. But again, this is a live stream where I'm just throwing some ideas out there, kind of a brainstorming monologue. But let me know what you think. Bobhead, thanks a lot for the donation. Let me scroll up again. A treat for the dogs, maybe. Yeah, the dogs are right here. There's a sofa next to my desk, and I built up a platform with pillows and a big mattress on top, so that they are level with the window, and they can lie there and look out, at the birds and squirrels. Now they are sleeping. Okay, let me scroll down here to Kalle, Swedish farmer. Well, thank you. You think that I have it right. Well, thank you. In a way, I hope I'm wrong, but that's what all preppers are saying, I hope I'm wrong. Now, HZJ79, thank you for the donation. Nastrovia. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Holy there says that patience is running out. Yes. And here's what I think is going to happen. More and more people will opt out, let's just say opt out, of the of getting in line and getting that injection. And you might not see it in a while. Maybe we won't see it until 6 or 12 months from now. But at the end of the day, when people are going to say, no, I've had, people are going to say that they've had 2 or 3 or 4, of these, and it's enough now, and that's what I again think. This is a live stream where I'm just throwing some ideas out there, and especially my message to YouTube is that I know nothing about this, and we all understand why I'm saying that. Missy Bennett, thank you for the donation. Australia, John Wallace from Australia. I've said before, and I will say it again. If you're a politician or in some kind of in a government, or if you're a diplomat or prime minister or something like that, and you're not speaking out and criticizing what they're doing in places like Australia, Austria, and so on, you are failing. You're a failure if you can't identify what they're doing there as a crime against humanity. You shouldn't be in charge of anything. Mark, thank you for the donation. So yeah, and to most people it's quite obvious that when you look at this fellow Gunner, I think his name is, in his very infamous video clip that it's all over the internet and YouTube. There's a fly in here. That fly has more humanity in its little brain than this Gunner has. There is some pathology going on there when you look at that. It's kind of scary because you're seeing it in full display. They're not trying to hide it. And it's I don't want to say it's evil, because it's it looks like there is some kind of substance there. Now, we don't have flies in the house, but now we have a fly in the house, which is a bit strange. But yeah, either there is some substance going on there in his bloodstream, or there is some pathology. Something is not right. Eat from your children's plates and receive small doses of germs. You'll never get sick again. Well, I did that a lot because I eat a lot, and yeah, isn't that what dad is supposed to do? It's not a fly, it's a spy. Well, maybe it's one of those, what did a robot fly. Yeah, spy drone. Yeah. So let's see. No rest for the wicked. They have done a great job of turning family and friends against each other, but slowly we are coming back together again. I think so, yes. I think that now, okay, let me put it this way. Now, what I've said from the start is, what if you want to have this injection or not, it should be, it's not my, it's up to you. And I will respect your choice. I might disagree, but I will respect your choice because there is really no other option. If we are to say that we are civilized and decent people, I must respect your bodily integrity, and you must respect mine. And I do feel that, at least among people that I know, friends and family, of which I would say many have had, the Big Mac, they respect my right not to have it, And when you have an attitude like that, we can come together. There is no division, there is no conflict. But then again, you will have people, probably on both sides, but more frequently you will find them on the side of the people who are seeing this as a religion. You're a better and more worthy person if you do as you're told, and so on. And one of those individuals, I believe, reported me to the police, which was a shock because, I've never had dealings with the police before. I'm not someone who I'm. It's but yeah, I talked about that in my latest video on the main channel. But people like that who, they will make up lies and false accusations, and they want to see you. They want you to hurt. They want you to lose your freedoms, and those people we will never come together again, with people like that. That's just not going to happen, because they hate us, and I think the big difference is that some people, it's not enough for them that they have the freedom to live as they want. They you must think like them and do like them as well. They are not happy until we're all the same, you know. Missy Bennett, thank you for the donation there. Yeah, and the anti-vax accusation is just sorry. It's I don't know what to say, you know, because it's like I've had several jabs. I had I can't remember, but I went to India, and before we went to India, we had some for the diseases you can get there. Um, and I had I was bitten by a small dog, you know, and then I had to have a many years ago tetanus. Is that what it's called? So it's not like it's it's uh, saying that I'm an anti-vaxxer is an obvious, stupid, and false thing to say, you know. But you know what? If you believe that you should not have any of any jabs at all, I will respect that, because you know what? These jabs that I have chosen to have in my life, they will protect me against those things, you know. So I made a calculation on each and every one of those things, and I came to the conclusion in those cases that, again, I can't remember what we got to before we went to India, but you know, I looked at it and I thought, well, yeah, this is sensible, so I'll have that jab, you know. Um, and the same goes for what we have been, you know, the big scare during the last 2 years. And I believe that I'm not, for me, I looked at it, I made done my calculations and so on. And for me, you know, no, it's not for me. But I will respect you in your choice if you believe it's the right thing to do for you, you know. Again, I might disagree. I do disagree, but it's not up to me to decide. Joseph, thanks for the donation. Just in time, the Omicron is just in time to ruin Christmas. I wonder what variant they have up next. I'll be a little bit careful, and I won't read the rest there. You know how it is here on social media. Um, yes. Yeah, Wasabi channel. It is difficult to make informed and good decisions now because everything is so crazy. I agree. I agree. Um, yeah, well, you know, broadcasting elsewhere, it doesn't help at all. And I'll explain why. People will steal my stuff and they will put it together and they will put it on other channels, this and this platform and so on. And it's better actually to have the whole thing on this platform, because then, you know, I can prove that what they're claiming is false. And there are other mechanisms there here on YouTube that will take down uh, you know, pirated material. So John Wallace is asking, mate, would you leave a woke, hardcore, left-wing country or stay there? Well, I don't know. I live in Norway, so I've never been in. Well, I have been in countries that might be considered woke, hardcore, left-wing, but I never stayed there for long. Norway is quite moderate, but I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't like it that much. I am not a liberal, and I am the way it's quite interesting actually, but because the way I view North America, both Canada and the USA, and some of you will hate me for saying this, but when it comes to the things that I care about, to me, North America looks a lot more liberal than Norway, and I don't like that. Farah Norway is a very leftist country. It's funny that you, as a citizen, can't see it. Norway is not a very leftist country. And I am not only a citizen, I'm also someone with I spent years in university studying economics, so I do know what I'm talking about here. So, yes, I have been to Australia. That was I didn't get to travel, but I loved, I went scuba diving with the sharks and all that, and that was wonderful. Yeah, well, freedom of speech, we have freedom of speech in Norway as well. And there is this idea about Norway that we are leftist, socialist, we don't have freedom of speech, and so on and so on. And I understand, Norway is a small country. I understand, it's I wouldn't know so much about differences in countries or the states in the USA, but I have traveled extensively, and Norway is not a leftist country. It's not neither from a financial or social viewpoint. So Morten Storås says Norway is a communist country. Well, no. Well, Andrew, that's an interesting question. Am I evil for believing that even hate speech is free speech? It's all semantics, isn't it? You would have to define hate speech before that question can be answered. So, okay, I'll scroll down. Wi-Fi says, I've spent years in university studying biochemistry, and I must say you guys seem ill-informed here. Not being rude, but a genuine statement. Well, it's borderline rude, what you're saying there. You're just throwing a statement out there, and doesn't mean anything. I could go into details on this, but the live stream would be taken down in a matter of minutes or seconds, because that's not allowed. So okay. Now listen, this is not going to be a live stream about if Norway is a socialist woke country. You have the right to believe that, and I don't care what you believe. I know what I know, and you can write that in the chat, but you're wasting your time, you know. So, Ghost Rider, good to see you. I am fine, thank you. Nedimyra, Nedimyra. Norway is not woke. Well, thank you. Let him know how hate speech feels. I would rather not, because my view on this is that unless people are completely behaving like bad people, this guy or that guy could be a 13-year-old boy, and I don't want to ruin his or girl, but probably a boy. I don't want to ruin his day, you know. It's a bit. It would be a bit strange and very wrong that me, a grown man, should crush a little boy in the chat on a live stream. It's like no, no. So I think it all boils down to what you're going to do to stay safe, confident, and comfortable in the months to come. It all boils down to how you're going to prepare, what you have done, what you have not been doing, what you should be doing, and so on and so on. The obvious one thing that you should do is to stock up on food. It doesn't have to be super healthy, but because calories count, okay? And people underestimate how many calories they eat during a day. So please look into that. You will need fats and proteins as well, you know. And Daniel Borgersen, thank you for the donation. How is Norway not woke? Looking for hope, not argue. Well, I don't know how old you are, but I won't get into details on that. But if you look at the economy, at least it was until we got a new government, it was a capitalist or / capitalist state capitalist country, and now they are changing things up a little bit, not for the good, but also I have never encountered anyone except some fringe individuals with attitudes like you see these crazy woke people have. You know, I've never. All I've ever met from people in all walks of life and in all parts of society is, you know, people with quite traditional family values. That's and you can define that as you want, I guess. But yeah, calories counts, and you should also, you know, I won't get into the whole list there, but you must be ready to fend for yourself, and not like violently, but you must put yourself in a position where you can put your foot down and say, no, enough, it's enough now. And if certain people then tell you that, well, then you won't be allowed into the stores, you will starve, and then you can say, well, I bought all the food I need for a year or two, so I won't starve, so bye-bye, you know. And you should also have some plans to relocate. I have, I'm looking over there now. We have go bags for the whole family, each member of the family. And if we were forced to leave, I don't think we will be forced to leave our home, but if that happened, we would be in a much better position than if we didn't have any preparations in place, you know. So well, eating your neighbor is it kind of, they tend not to approve of that, you know. Yeah, Norway gets confused with Sweden a lot. Sweden is a lot more out there. But the Swedish people, I feel, is not so much, you know. So the distance between the people and some people call them elites. I hate that expression because it kind of implies that they are better. They're not better, and they are not more intelligent, by the way. So, but you know, those people. So that distance is probably larger in Sweden, much larger than it is in Norway. Now, again, you know, when it comes to, just want to say a few words because I am preparing a video on my main channel about go bag. And you see videos on YouTube where someone is there telling you what to put in your go bag, or they call it bug out bag. Again, a bug out bag for me is for bugging out. The go bag is for just surviving for a few days until you get to somewhere else. And some people call that a bug out bag, but I like the traditional definitions. I won't be telling you what you have to put in your go bag or your bug out bag. I will tell you what I am putting in my bags because it depends on where you are and your skill set. It depends on who you are, and things like what are the potential threats. I would expect violence from other people to be a potential threat if you start from a position in downtown Los Angeles, maybe. But where I live, anything like that is highly unlikely. What is very likely is that you freeze to death, because if I walk out the door, you know, in 2 minutes I'm in the woods. And that's why I put in my go bag what I put in my go bag. It will be different from other people, but the process is interesting because you have to imagine what could happen, and you have to give yourself the tools that you need for those different scenarios. Hillbilly Skeptic, thanks for the donation. Have you learned that the ancestors of the Anglo-Saxons are the lost 10 tribes of Israel? I don't know if it's possible to learn that, because I don't think that's true. I have heard about that that myth, and it's a very fascinating one. So I'm going to end this live stream soon now, but let me just say that I tend to I will be more careful in the coming days, because as long as I'm not completely certain about what this Omicron is, I will be more careful. I hate this tendency that people have. They jump to conclusions. They do not have the patience to gather information and to wait for the right and correct information. They have an opinion, and then they will gather information to support their opinion as they go. That's not how you're supposed to do it, you know. Trina Thomas, thanks a lot for the donation. And Milo, just above there, thank you for being you. Well, thank you. It's been very hard to be one of very few in my family that is awake and outspoken about what goes on in the world, but your channel has helped me a lot. I'm a Dutch subscriber. Well, thank you for those words. That means a lot, actually. Yeah, there are some, some trolls in here. But there, some words will be censored out, which is a good thing, because you must come with a certain decency to these live streams, and so like con virus, all lies, ropey pole time for you, and I'll just say this, it's we should be kind to other people, and especially now there are many people out there, they are scared, tired, and so on, and we need to be considerate, so that's why I'm throwing you out of this live stream. Bright Summer says that the people who went to the university are often the most stupid ones. I've heard about that. You think I'm stupid? I went to university. Again, it's a little, I don't know what to say, because what I think you're doing there is you're mixing things up, If you're going to university, you're studying math or chemistry or engineering. I can't see how what you're saying there applies at all, you know. But there are the humanities, I think that's what they're calling it. That has been infiltrated by some very dangerous and harmful ideas and ideologies. So, yeah, okay. It is descending into the pit of the trolls and the disrespectful people. So I'm going to end the live stream with that. Nero Sukram, thanks a lot for the donation and thank you. Thank you. And Pete ABRH Fairest, thank you as well for the donation. Okay. I think maybe I'll go and have some bacon now. And that will surely wake up the dogs. You know how it is. Okay. Stay strong out there. And just remember that it's okay not to have all the answers. You don't have to draw the conclusions in a matter of seconds. You know, it's okay to say that we don't know everything.